Guys, this is Albuska, and welcome back to, unfortunately, another tribute video. I don't like doing these videos because they're obviously sad. Our heroes are going away real quick, unfortunately, and we're losing them way too soon. And, in the last month, it seems like we've been losing a lot of famous musicians that are heroes to us. We lost Robbie Steinhardt from Kansas about a month ago. We lost John Lawton, who was in R.I.P for a little bit. And you know what? I thought the one that was really sad. I thought the one that was going to be the most sad or the most depressing for the entire year. Dusty Hill from ZZ Top, because I love ZZ Top, and I was actually going to do a tribute video for him, but I got a little busy last month, and I'm back for more videos. But unfortunately today, if you're familiar with the news and if you're familiar with this band, we lost the drummer from one of the most iconic rock and roll bands of all time, one of the most legendary rock and roll bands of all time, from the Rolling Stones. We lost Charlie Watts today at the age of 80. And, we all knew at the beginning of the month, we heard that Charlie was not going to perform. He was not going to tour with the Rolling Stones because he had to undergo a medical procedure, and he had Steve Jordan filling in for him. And he was, I guess, from what I heard, I don't know if the procedure went well. I think it did, but I guess the recovery unfortunately didn't. And Charlie had throat cancer before, and we're all glad that he successfully defeated cancer. And he had he battled heroin, obviously, and this is a really sad day for all of us Stones fans and music fans in general. As you've been watching on this channel, you know that even though I'm a big Beatles fan, I have always loved the Rolling Stones, and they've been one of my favorite bands of all time. Also, I've always loved them, and as someone who I also play the drums, and I know a lot of people, and it's just amazing how criminally underrated Charlie Watts of a drummer was. I know when people think of the Rolling Stones, they think of Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, and they're legendary, obviously. But it's amazing how underrated how Charlie Watts was, because he was a fantastic drummer when you think about it. And for my money, the Rolling Stones had an underrated rhythm section. Back in the day, Bill Wyman and Charlie Watts, and then after Bill Wyman, Ron Wood became the other guitar player after Mick Taylor left. But after Bill Wyman left, Ronnie Wood took over for bass. But an underrated rhythm section, and Charlie was just he was a quiet guy too. And I know a lot of people, when they think of the classic drummers of all time, they think of, and especially back in the 60s and even the 70s, they think of John Bonham and Keith Moon and Ginger Baker and Neil Peart, even though he was in the 70s, and so many others that we have lost. And Charlie, and to an extent also Ringo Starr from the Beatles. A lot of people don't really give Ringo and Charlie the credit that they deserve, but and maybe people say that they're not the most technical drummers. They were performing fantastically. Back on in the albums that both Ringo and Charlie had with the Beatles and the Stones, their drumming is really good and really tight, and no one was doing what both of they were doing in the early 60s. And up until Charlie passed away today, he said that he was going to have a medical procedure, so he was going to opt out of the Rolling Stones tour. But even in the last decade, he still performs fantastically, and he was one that, for me, he was one of the most underrated drummers of all time, and I think a lot of people don't give him the credit he deserves. And and he was one of my personal favorites too. And and another thing, Charlie turned 80 about a month or two ago, and then unfortunately, just like that, 2 months later, he's gone, and it's really sad to think of that. And so many of our heroes have left us, and you know, and something I've realized in the last couple of years, we're losing a drummer every year in the past couple of years, from what I remembered. 2019 we lost Ginger Baker. 2020 we lost Neil Peart and Lee Kerslake from Uriah Heep and Ozzy Osbourne solo. And unfortunately, this year we lost Charlie Watts from the Rolling Stones. So your homework for today is just listen to some Stones music and keep the memory of Charlie alive. He's always going to be alive in our hearts, and yeah, this is a really sad day. It's really sad that we're losing so many of our musical heroes, and not just musical heroes, heroes in general too. Um, but yeah, it's just really sad that celebrities like this, famous celebrities and celebrities you've always admired for a long time, they're just they're passing away real soon, and it's really sad to think that. But the important thing is that they've put on a great career, and they've put on a great legacy, and you get to honor their legacy by just remembering all the achievements they've made in their life. And Charlie has been in the band since the beginning. Oh yeah, he has been album wise, he's been in the Stones from the beginning, and same thing with Mick and Keith. And I don't know if they're gonna if the Stones are gonna continue on without Charlie. It's kind of you know if they continue on without Charlie, I respect their decisions. But the odd thing is, I can't think of a Rolling Stones band without Charlie Watts. And kind of the same thing, with ZZ Top. When Dusty Hill passed away, his wishes were to have their guitar tech Elwood Francis to play bass, and that was his wish. So Billy Gibbons and Frank Beard are continuing on ZZ Top without Dusty Hill. They're having Elwood Francis in the band, and I respect their decision for that. But it's weird that they're not in the band anymore after being in the band for a while. And ZZ Top has had the same lineup ever since the beginning. Again, album wise, the Stones have had lineup changes. Brian Jones, he got kicked out of the band, but then eventually he passed away. They had Mick Taylor in the band, and then he left the band. I got a notification. But yeah, it's just really sad that oh yeah, and of course Ron Wood joined the band, and then Bill Wyman left. But yeah, it's really sad that our musical heroes are leaving us. So everyone, please listen to some Rolling Stones tonight. Just one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time, as well as one of my favorite bands of all time. I've loved them for so long, and I will always love them because they have really changed my life musically. And I grew up listening to the Beatles and the Stones, because that was pretty much my introduction to music, and there was no stopping me there. I always loved their music. So hopefully I'll be able to make more videos soon. Although I have a feeling I'm going to be busy, but hopefully not. But in any case, guys, please listen to some Rolling Stones tonight in honor of Charlie Watts, who just passed away today at the age of 80. He will be missed for so many of us. So Charlie, we miss you. Rest in peace. Yeah, I guess that's it. So please leave a like, comment if you want, view my videos, and of course subscribe. Thanks for watching this unfortunate tribute, guys. This has been Halbuska, signing off. Stay safe, take care. Charlie, rest in peace.